Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. So today I'm here to share with you my entry for a swap that I'm doing over on Tamika's page, which is Scrapdaworld. This is a banner swap. So basically you're in a group of 4, and when you get all the swaps back, you will have 4 pieces to the banner that you can hang up, however you choose. So I'm in the vintage group. The rules were your banner piece had to be shaped, had to be 4 by 5. Um, you had to have at least 2 layers, at least 2 embellishments, and you had to have an image and or sentiment. Mine actually have both, and you'll see that in a close-up in just a second. But this is how they come packaged. They're all the same. The only difference is that each one has a different word, only because I used a sticker. So the stickers didn't have the same word. And here's my goodie bag. I just tied it on with some crochet trim. So before I get into the project, I just want to share with you everything that I used, so we'll get that out of the way. Sorry this video is going to be fast or whatever, but it's after midnight and I'm beyond tired, so I need to get it out, and this is due tomorrow. But you guys know I've been sick since the end of January, so I've really only worked on this like 2 days. Last week I felt human for 1 day and was able to make the banner piece, and then today I finished it up. So this is the paper collection I used. This is the Garden Tea Party stack by Die Cuts with a View. I use this stack a lot because coffee, cake, and crafting. So, and this is all about tea and teacups and stuff like that. I love this collection. And it's vintagey and kind of shabby chic as well. I used this frame from the Cameo, Silhouette Cameo. I think it came with the frame, but it had like all these little dots on it. Let me see if I have one with the dots right here. I do. So this is how the frame comes, with all these millions of dots. And yeah, so in order for me to take these off, because I don't really know with the Cameo, I had to pull each one of these off one by one on the screen, because at first I was going to use the dotted one and then like sew around it, but the dots were too close together for the seam binding I wanted. So anyway, there's that. So this is the shape, and it comes, with the outline and the inside. So I used that. I used a collection of doilies. I used these gold ones that I got from the dollar store. It's either the dollar store here or the dollar store in England, but I know they came from one of the dollar stores. This came from England. These are the royal lace, medallion lace doilies. Even they say made in the USA, but I got them in the Pound World, which is like the British dollar store. And I haven't seen them here, so I don't know. I've used these. I really like these. Somebody gifted them to me, but I don't have the pack, the topper. But I really, really like these. These are ones that I hoard. And then I used these artsy little mini doilies. And they're kind of vintagey. So you can see that. So I used that. What else did I use? I used this the Young Vermilion from Stampin' Up. I used, obviously, the crocheted lace. It came from Target probably a couple of years ago. I used the Michaels trim, self-adhesive trim. It's in the $1.50 bin up by the registers. I used this rose trim that was gifted to me in the Secret Santa stocking swap. I used these Prima flowers, which were gifted to me in the Secret stocking swap as well. I used, these little mini Doodlebug doilies. And I'll show you, I use those a little bit different. I didn't use them as a doily, but they're actually the banner on my project. So I'll show you that in a second. We'll leave those up here. What else did I use? Gold embossing powder and oh, and I used this. The seam binding is from Paper Sweeties. The bow, I think it's called Tea Stain, maybe, perhaps. The little pink gift bags were from AC Moore. These are the Nicole brand. I think they're like $2.99 for 16. I think that's all that I used. Yep. Okay, so here's the project. Again, I'm not going to open the bag because I'm not. So, and only what's inside is a little, a mini clipboard, you know, the ones you can get from Michael's or Walmart. It's just a little mini clipboard that has the cute matching paper on it. A thing of tags and some of this trim. And I think that's all I fit in there. I don't know. Okay. So here's the project. Oh, I also used the En Francais stamp. Okay, so all I did was hot glue the roses onto the bag. Just very simple packaging, but it still gave it a wow. It was just this, but I felt it needed something more. I mean, that's pretty, but it needed something more, so I decided to put this paper in the back. And all this is very vanilla paper or like a cream color. I embossed the En Francais stamp in gold and I crumpled it. No rhyme or reason, just crumpled it all up like that. And then I did use the Tim Holtz Distress Ink and Vintage Photo. I use that on pretty much every single project I do. I did use the Studio G, these little cheap ink pads in this pink color. These are in like the Michaels or AC Moore dollar bin. And I also used the Nuvo Indian Gold Mousse, which if you haven't used these are amazing. So you can just use your finger or you can use whatever. In this case, I used my finger to make smudgies, and I also used my little spatula, my Cameo, to add some shimmer to the flowers. So, but yeah, so you emboss this however you want, and I just, well, okay, first what you do is you cut it to size, distress the edges with your distress tool, or you can use your scissors. I suggest buying one of these distress tools, whether you buy the Stampin' Up! One or the Tim Holtz one. There's so much nicer, so much safer than using the scissor edge, and you can control how much you distress it. I like to make little tears here and there in mine. Like there's one up there too, but it's your preference. So you distress it with the distress tool, and then you use the distress ink to make the edges look like they're old dusty paper basically. And then emboss your stamp. I just used the En Francais and gold embossing powder, and then I just crumpled it up, no rhyme or reason. I wanted the crumple wrinkles to be on the top, so I kind of pushed in like that, and then took the Vintage Photo and the dauber thingy and just twist it like that. So it just made ink smudges on all of those wrinkles. And then I took that this pink one, and again, I just twisted it on like that to give it a little piece of pink in there. And then I just smudged some, you can kind of see the smudgies. Some of the mousse, I just literally rubbed my finger in it and just smudged it around to give it that reflective piece. So there's that tutorial for that. And I stuck that in the bag. And then, oh, these are just the regular clear envelopes that you use to mail your cards in. I don't think I have the bag up here. I don't know, but y'all know what they are. They're just a regular, it has the adhesive, you know, I put mine on the bottom so that way you can pull it's easy open, and you just pull out your banner, and then you can reuse this bag. And then this is just my little sticker on the back that has my information. Y'all know me, but here you go. So there's that. Okay, so here's the project 10 minutes later. I just love how this turned out. Absolutely loved it. So the like I said, I don't know if I said in this take of the video, I've done this like 5 times, but the only difference on all my project is the word. One says journey, one says special, one says courage, and the other one says promise. These are little stickers I had in my stash. I have no idea what company or anything like that, but I'm sure they were in a dollar bin somewhere. So I just inked the edges, and I twisted the pink onto it and put it on some pop dots to give it some height. Here's the bird that I used. I stamped him in the Versamark onto the vanilla paper, gold embossed him. Now I overheated my gold so that way it wasn't a shiny gold. It was more of like a rusty gold. And I learned that by accident one time, but I love that technique, quote unquote. And then I just kind of took a Blushing Bride, which is like a really, really light pink color, and I swiped it around on his belly, and then I spritzed it because the Stampin' Up! Markers are water-based, so it's kind of like watercoloring. So it just gave it a tiny hint of pink to tie it in. A little tiny rhinestone that came from Tall Mouse. These leaf things are from the Build-A-Bird punch. So it's just the stem and the leaf, and I just stack them behind the bird. And I just use these from the scraps. Like the pink one is the back pink paper that I used. The goldish one here, this is just the, I cut it out of the very vanilla paper, and I put the gold mousse stuff on it and a tiny bit of glossy accents to make it shine. The flowers, I took the spatula and the gold mousse. Now you can see that. And I just added the gold mousse. Okay, well, I'm shaky, so it's not going to focus. But I just added the gold mousse on top. But I wanted it thick and not just a smudge. So I just pulled a little bit out with the tip of my spatula. You can still see it there. And I just kind of thickly wiped it on. Is that a word? Thickly? I don't know. And then I used just these small little these, what do you call them? Like the flat back pearls, but in gold. This came from Amazon. I love the packaging. Isn't that so cute? These are 3mm through 6mm gold. And it says a gift from Grateful Dead. I don't know. So I used those in the middle. So I used the 2 bigger ones and a small one. And then I layered it up pretty good. So this is the frame, and then the pink one is the inside of the frame. And then I layered it with the doily. So I used the medallion lace doily, in which I don't know if you can see it, but I smudged the gold mousse on that. And then I used the brown doily to peek out. And then I used this small artsy doily here. And that one I did, I inked the edges, and I smudged it with the gold again, and then I put Wink of Stella on it. So it's super shiny, but not like obnoxious. On the bird, the journey, and my banner, I did put glossy accents because I do like that little bit of a shine. So there's that. And then for this banner, because I thought it'd be cute to put a banner on a banner, I used the Doodlebug doilies, and what I did was I cut off the flower part of the doily and left the these little holes right here, and I just folded it, and so it made triangles See, I cut off the flower part. So you can use this for something else. So I cut it into triangles so that way it already had holes in it and it was easy to work with. So I just used some sparkle twine stuff I had in my stash, and I just kind of sewed it in there. Not, you know, not really sew, but yeah, I guess I did sew it. Well, before I did that, I did ink the edges with the vintage photo. I twisted the pink in there. Actually, what I did is I took the triangles and just smashed it into the pink, and however it came out, and I thought it was a pretty cool technique. I took the spatula and the mousse again, and I just put some thick lines in there. And then I made some faux hanging bows. Like I just glued these on after the fact. But I think it looks really cute. Here's a close-up of the banner. And just to add some more vintage flair, I added self-adhesive pearls I had in my stash. And that's it. Here's the back. The backs are simple because, I mean, I don't know what you would do with the back of the banner. So I just left it simple. And I did put my my information on the back here on a sticker. So if the person wants to reuse this bag, or they just want to know, remember who made this, they can just peel my sticker off and stick it on the back. So no big deal. But that is my swap. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.